I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's City Council meeting for March 14th. With that, I'll call to order. Could everybody please stand for the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
Second.
Motion made, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have an agenda. No presentations, no public hearings. Go right to 5.0 consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Second. I'd like to pull item A and E.
A and E. Okay, with that, the motion for the remaining ones, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We have a consent agenda. Item A.
Okay, item A, I have a question on the first page, the arena operations for $928. It looks like something was repaired. I'm just wondering what that was that got repaired. I'm curious because I've been there now and I know what's going on, what everything is there. So now I want to see as things get fixed what it was.
That was the Zamboni. They had to take it in to R&R Specialties and bring us a rental unit in its place. That was back in February.
Okay. All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve item A on the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made, second. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Item E.
Item E is the restricting parking on Durant Street. Well, my thing says Durant Street, that thing says 181st. My question is, I've driven down that street quite a few times, and I'm wondering, do we really need to put signs up there? No parking signs? Because I've never seen a car parked there. So why would we just arbitrarily put signs up if it's not a problem unless somebody breaks down and then there's nothing they could do about it anyway?
This is a MnDOT requirement. This is being funded by our municipal street aid funds. So they require no parking on all their MSA streets.
They require it? Oh, I
Yes.
guess I didn't
Yeah.
understand that as I read it.
So this is a MnDOT regulation we have to comply with.
Because I see Durant's the same way. They got all the no parking signs.
Correct.
That's since they reconstructed that.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, I'll make a motion to approve item E on the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're good. No new business. How about department reports? We're going down to 70G, Upper Rum 2023 budget.
Thank you, Tim. The Upper Rum River WMO's draft 2023 budget is provided to each member city for their input and is attached for review in the council packet. Any requests to modify this budget need to be submitted to the Upper Rum River WMO prior to their May 3rd, 2022 meeting. After that date, and absent any comments or direction from East Bethel, our portion of the budget would be considered approved at the level indicated for 2022. The proposed 2023 Upper Rum River WMO budget is $44,814 as compared to the 2022 budget of $42,656. East Bethel's portion of the 2023 budget as presented in Attachment 1 is proposed to be $9,739 or an increase of 5.2% from the 2022 city share of $9,256. Staff requests that City Council consider approval of the Upper Rum River WMO Draft 2023 budget as exhibited in Attachment 1 of your packet.
I'll make the motion to approve the Upper Rum River budget as shown in the packet.
I'll second. Discussion. I'd just like to tell members of the council here too that Ham Lake, now we've got them on board on both the Sunrise and the Upper Rum, so there should be no issues anymore, so,
I saw that. I read through that.
yeah, so.
Good.
Okay, with that, motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? got a budget. Upper Rum, one watershed, one joint powers entity.
Counties, soil and water conservation districts, watershed organizations within the Rum River Drainage Basin and the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe are eligible to join a partnership to implement the Rum River Comprehensive Watershed Management Plan. The Comprehensive Watershed Management Plan was created by those same local governments through the One Watershed, One Plan process during the 2019-2021 planning period. The plan contains mutual priorities for water quality and other natural resources. Approximately $1 million in state watershed-based implementation funds are provided every 2 years to implement the plan. This partnership is forming a joint powers entity to direct plan implementation and grant fund use. For non-metro parties, it is a replacement of the local water plan. For metro localities and WMOs, it can be adopted as a guidance document in addition to their existing local plan. The initial period to join will be June 1st to July 31st, 2022. This initial period is 60 days after state approval of the plan. At the end of this period, the partnership will begin functioning. Parties may join at a later date, but may miss contributing to early decisions such as how to use the first round of state grants. The need for the joint powers entity is the ability to coordinate the 15 local organizations' water plans. The comprehensive water management plan would be a single umbrella plan containing the mutual priorities of all local governments and prioritizing them across all access to the grant funds. The benefits of the joint powers entity membership would be, we would have a voting member on the JPA board. We can decide which projects and programs are selected for funding, and we can collaborate with partners throughout the watershed on mutual goals. The cost of joining the JPA would be nothing at this time except participation time of the members. The JPA will not have authority to compel other members to pay dues, and operating expense are anticipated to be covered with grant funds. The state requires formation of a legally binding structure for implementing the plan and receiving state grant funds. In choosing a joint powers entity model, the One Watershed, One Plan partnership considered that the joint powers entity shields members from liability and is recommended by the Minnesota Counties Intergovernmental Trust, offers efficiency over other models that require decisions to go back to every party's governing board, and allows every party to be represented in vote, and the new entity's authority will be strictly limited. No levy authority, land use planning, or other types of activities that would be imposed on member municipalities. Parties can exit the joint powers entity at any time, and attorneys from all interested parties will be preparing the joint powership entity agreement together. The Upper Rum River has discussed this matter and is supportive of joining the joint powers entity. Cities are not being requested to join the joint powers entity. Cities are being asked to convey our recommendations regarding the Upper Rum River's decision to join or not to join the JPE. Staff requests City Council make a recommendation to the Upper Rum River WMO as to the city's position regarding becoming a member of the Rum River Joint Powers entity.
I'm going to ask you, Mr. Harrington, since you're so involved in it, what your thoughts are.
Actually, I think it's a pretty good program here. You know, every other year there's $1 million in grants. It's more than what the Upper Rum has right now. I mean, we'll still have our money, but you know, it's going to go all the way up to Aiken County and come all the way down here because some, you know how the water runs from north to south. You can do a project down here and then something comes down and it just kind of ruins your project. So I think it's going to work out for all the counties involved. And like I said, it doesn't cost us anything. We can get out anytime we want. So, and we've already got 2 people that volunteer to be on for the meetings and that. So we're pretty well set up.
And who is that?
A gentleman from Bethel and one from Melvin.
Residents?
No, one guy's a city council member. The other guy's a resident.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my other question is, so we have 3, we have the Upper Rum River, the
Sunrise?
Sunrise, and then there's another one, right?
Nope, just the 2.
Two.
Just the 2.
I'm thinking of somebody that's in another city then. Are both of them participating in this, or is this all?
Right, Right now, it's just the upper room. I mean, somewhere down the line, maybe the Sunrise will get involved somewhere else, but that's a different watershed that goes,
That goes a different
Yeah,
place
yeah.
than this
So-
does.
The Sunrise had a discussion on this a year or two ago about trying to coordinate all the different entities in that drainage basin under one plan to implement some of these broader projects, but I don't think it got anywhere.
no. I mean, I think it's gonna come back up in the
Yeah.
Sunrise. I mean, we'll see how things go with the upper run, but I think it's gonna be a good deal. I mean, $1 million every other year, you can do some big projects and, you know, and improve some of these waterways, like the Rum, Cedar Creek, all of them, you know, so.
Well, I will go with Mr. Harrington's recommendation as he's so involved in it, and I say, if it sounds like a good deal, we,
Do you need a motion for that, or?
Yes, we need what we need to do is a motion to make a recommendation to the Upper Rum River WMO as whether to join or not join the joint powers entity.
Well, I'll make a motion to recommend that the Upper Rum River WMO does join the JPE.
I'll second that.
Motion made, second, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? You got all your information.
Yep.
Sounds good. Now we go down to staff reports.
The only thing that I have to report tonight is that spring load restrictions go into effect Wednesday, March 16th at 12:01 a.m. So be informed and recognize that the city will be putting out load limits on city streets at 5 tons per axle. In cases of emergencies or things that have to be accessed, we've always granted permits or ability to access those for if an emergency well has to be drilled, if a septic tank has to be pumped. So if there's any issues that you have, call City Hall and we can try to work out some type of access for you. Notify the Sheriff's Department to make sure nothing's done on that.
That's it?
That's it.
Wanda?
All I have is that I attended the Parks Department meeting last week. They're going full speed ahead on their capital plan, which there's some really pretty exciting things on their capital plan for the next few years, including finishing the trail on Baton, lights for the booster park over here so we can get the bandits back here to play. Those are the two closest ones, the two most recent ones. And then the other big news is that Coon Lake Park used to be an Anoka County park. No, used to be our park, and now it's a regional park. It's considered, Coon Lake is now a regional park. They are looking for input for anything that people might have. The Parks Department did a really good job of, or our Parks Commission did a really good job of putting in a wish list for some things that they would like to see there. So that's big news, and I guess that's as of now. Trying to think, yeah, I think she said that has already happened. You can go out there and look at that. So it joins Lake George and a few other regional parks in the area. And that is, oh, I know, one last thing. The sunrise breakfast for the chamber is on April 14th. You are all welcome. Mr. Mayor, if you're watching, we would love you to come and do our State of the City speech.
See, on the parks, the lights, are they this year or next year for the ball field?
They are this year.
This year, okay, good.
That will be presented in our work meeting, the 1st of April, for us to discuss, and then we can present it to the council the first meeting in April to take any action on it.
Okay.
Yep, it's still their wish list.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, Suzanne?
Yep, I attended, participated in the Booster Days meeting, and that's going really well. I'm excited. It's going to be a much nicer one this year starting with the kiddie parade. So we're all looking forward to it. There will be schedule of all the events coming up in the next bulletin, East Bethel Bulletin that gets mailed out. I attended the quick little chamber meeting they had here this last week, and we had a coach talk, and it was very interesting. And I participated in the Blaine Airport meeting, which was very interesting. And this was a leadership meeting, which we were just planning the May 11th meeting. We have determined that Minnesota Helicopters will be presenting. They're a member there, and Chris Webb is the owner of that company. They do have a brand new website, which I would like to have the city put a link on from their website so that people can go, because you can get all kinds of real-time flight data, and if there's a plane going over that you're trying to figure out, why is that plane flying so low, you can go to that website and get real-time. It'll show what type of plane it is, where it came from, where it's going, why it's there. It's very interesting. And there's a ton of information regarding the airport, the members, and who's our members, and are they bringing people in, are they bringing supplies in, that kind of thing. So it's a very interesting committee that I'm on. I like it. That's all.
Okay, and myself, the fire department today, they had DOT crash training, and I had attended the booster day meeting, and like she said, everything's falling into place. The car show is gonna be and it looks like it's gonna be a good deal. It's just hopefully we get no rain this year and things just
Right.
go good. And then like about a week and a half ago, we had a meeting on the ice arena, Jack and I and St. Francis Youth Hockey Association. They gave us a list of some things they'd like done at the ice arena. I think we've got some things nailed down. They had their fundraiser this weekend. I think they've met their goal from what I heard, so hopefully we can clean that ice arena up a little bit and make it look a little bit better, so. And with that, we got one left to do.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion made, second, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Yeah.